Good afternoon, everyone
Hi,
who's tuning
good
in.
afternoon,
Yes.
Paula.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone who is currently tuning in for the second episode of Lennor Pulse.
Yes, it's
And
the
it
second episode already. Can you believe it?
will us know, dati first lang, ngayon second
Mhm.
na.
And
And of
talagang
course,
natuloy talaga
mm,
yung tune into our second episode no, now that we are back.
oo, minanifest kasi natin masyado. Ayan tuloy, second episode na. And of course, it is the month of March. So, ano nga bang sineselebrate natin for this month? So, first off, we would like to greet all of the beautiful and powerful ladies out there. Happy International Women's
Yes,
Month.
happy International Women's Month, everyone.
Yes.
Happy
So,
International
this
Women's Month, Paula.
Happy International Women's Month, Celine. And of
Thank
course,
you.
this episode is dedicated for you guys.
Yes. To all the empowered women out there, diba? To all our women on a mission. Diba? Meron na akong
Correct.
clues ating magiging topic for today.
Ano nga ba ang topic natin and ano nga ba ang contents na? So, in celebration of Women's Month, we invited a special guest to join us today. Our special guest served for 4 years as an assistant project manager for the Philippine Commission on Women's Economic Empowerment Project. Before this, she also acted as a community development officer for Gawad Kalinga Ateneo, where she led the development of training modules and tools for capacity building for partner communities. Today, she is the Chief Empowerment Officer of HerStore Asia, a digital empowerment platform that supports women enterprises across Southeast Asia. A very commendable profile. Let's give it up for Miss Carmen Lopez.
Woo!
Hi!
Hi,
Hi
Miss
everyone! Happy
Carmen!
National Women's Month sa inyong
Yes,
Happy
happy
dalawa.
National
National
Month.
Women's Month po. Good afternoon, Miss Carmen.
Good afternoon. Oy, yeah, just call me Carmen or
Oh,
Car.
alright.
Oh, all right.
Di nagkakala yung...
Carmen.
Yeah, good afternoon,
Correct.
Carmen. How are you today? How are you today? Thank you
yeah.
so much for being here with us no sa second special episode namin no, regarding women on a mission, embracing equity. That's our topic for
Yes.
today. That's our second episode for today. So we are very honored to have you here today. So me along with Paula are very glad that you took
Yes.
the time to discuss important matters now regarding of course equity, women empowerment. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. No, the pleasure is mine. So, anything
Yeah.
about women's empowerment, I'm game. So, G tayo
Yeah.
dyan.
Yeah, it is all kaya paano bubulol cut? It is also a topic that is really close to my heart. So thank you, Carmen, for of course vesting us with your presence. So we see from the introduction that
Mhm.
you're really an advocate of women empowerment from your projects that you led and also the platform that you're currently um putting out in the world. So may I just ask, how did you of course get involved in your advocacy?
Mm, that's a very good question. Actually, I think no, we're coming from the same generation. Tama ba? No, just kidding. Yeah, yeah. So, I actually started that. I'm actually a registered nurse.
Oh,
So,
really?
back in
Mm.
university, when I was still studying, I really wanted to do it, no? To become a doctor, to
Mhm.
be of support to communities. But I got exposed to working on the ground, like really urban poor areas. And I fell in love with development work. So
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
actually, I got my license, and after that, I went full time now in this field. So I was training health workers back in 2008. Oo, so mga 15 years ago, no. So that was my first exposure, and then
Mhm, mhm.
I think no, it was really um, prominent na puro kababaihan yung nagiging health worker. So, sila
Yeah.
talaga yung katrabaho ko. And it was very personal, no? It was not just a professional experience na nagsisilbi sa mga kababaihan. And na-intensify palalo ito when I volunteered no in Nepal back in 2013. And I was part of a girls education challenge project. The thing is, in Nepal, alam natin, nandyan yung Mount Everest, no, the
Yes.
Himalayas, and old structures, and such a beautiful place. But they are encountering problems, no, challenges, in terms of promoting women's and girls' rights. So, doon sa Nepal, as far as I know, hanggang ngayon, no, and during the time na I was there, ang mga bata, girls as young as 10 get married, no? And even
Ah,
younger.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. So, sabi ko, bakit nangyayari yung mga ganitong bagay? So, it really opened my eyes. And upon
mm,
my return to the Philippines, no, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I will be doing something, no, for the betterment, improvement in the lives of women and girls. So, yun na. And it was a decision that I made, no? Sabi ko na this is a field that I want to spend, no, the rest of my
yeah.
life in. So, yun, ganon. From development work, tas women and development, basically.
Mhm.
Gender and development.
From
All.
medical field to being
Oo.
an advocate talaga for women
Oo.
Being a
empowerment.
health worker,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
correct.
ito talaga din yung nagagawa ng exposure, no? When you are
Mm,
not just exposed, but siguro more on when you are immersed, no? Yung
yeah,
Mm.
when you get immersed, diba, with something, and then you realize na, oh, this is what's happening out there, diba? Na you
Mm-mm.
didn't have any, or maybe you just had a little idea before when you
yeah.
got really exposed to situations that parang hindi natin experience personally before. And then
Mm.
Yeah.
that change, no, na parang you
Mm-mm.
had to do something about it. And
Pag
since
sarili
Yes.
mo
parang
ng mata.
yes, and
Oo.
Mm,
and siguro personally I also want to thank Carmen, no, for doing this for the community. Although kasi
yes.
tayo as women, 'di ba? Sabi nga natin we are always parang gusto natin lagi tayo empowered, 'di ba? And
Mm-hmm.
parang yung sa equity nga na katulad ng topic natin, we are embracing equity, we are women on a mission. And with what you've shared today, Carmen, no, kanina, you are really a woman on a mission, no?
Yeah,
Na
yeah, yeah,
talagang,
Correct.
definitely.
yes, with your advocate. And actually, I was going to ask
Mm-hmm.
kanina sana if you think your gender has influenced your professional experiences. But since you have already parang somehow answered that, no, na parang
Mm.
poses, you mentioned also na usually pag health workers, mostly women, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Although hindi naman natin nilalahat kasi we are embracing equity. Although it's a women's month. To be fair naman, 'di ba? Meron din naman mga health workers na
Yeah.
iba na the opposite gender, but most of them are women. But so do you siguro what I'm just going to ask now kasi somehow we've answered that na it kind of influenced talaga your professional experience or you being a woman. But do you think siguro dun sa mga iba na lang, do you think women in your group, women you have worked with, also can say the same for themselves that their professional experiences are influenced by their gender or by them becoming a woman, like you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think no, it's really something that continues kasi it's gender is ano dictated by society, no, formed by society and culture. And in as far as those, lalo na yung mga nasa komunidad, no, unaware, hindi sila informed about their rights. I think yun yung
Mm-hmm.
mahalaga. Then they suffer or they are challenged, no, by the current norms. Say care work, no, as we call it, no,
Yeah.
reproductive work. It starts at home, no. We were trained, no, hindi naman tayo pinanganak na may walis sa kamay, no? But lumalaki ka na yun yung mga ginagawa mo. So parang
Yeah.
this is the same encounter, not just for me and for my colleagues, no, or for people I work with, but this is the same encounter across the board, no, across
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
different sectors of society. So yes, no, dun sa sagot mo na they encounter it na kasi eto na nga yun, lipunan natin. Ganito
Mm.
yung standards and norms.
Parang there's the stereotype na
Yeah.
gender
Yeah.
for this.
Mm.
But, well, since you've mentioned that, no, so, parang usually, ganun nga talaga siya. But, kasi, yung field mo, or yung ng women in your group, no, who are
Mhm.
doing the same thing as you, who are advocating for women's empowerment, for
Mhm.
equity, dun yung parang naging parte, kasi nga, as you've mentioned, parang yun yung nakasanayan, ayun yung
Mhm.
from being, syempre, nung maliliit pa tayo na bata, di ba, ganun na tayong alagaan, ganun na tayong parang binibuild. Di ba? Parang, usually, ganun yung sinasabi ng society, yung stereotype natin. But, kasi, meron din naman iba naman yung pinipili nila na path. Like, hindi,
Yeah.
Correct.
exact, parang, hindi naman, iba, but siguro, how do I, what's the term? Opposite of what, parang you're doing, or parang, naka-box na dito lang ba dapat tayo? How about yung iba yung direction na gustong puntahan, na parang hindi ito the typical for women kind of
We
job or kind of work. Do you think there are common barriers? What do you think are some of the common barriers na women face, when it comes to career growth and advancement?
Mhm.
Kung iba yung path na pinipili nila compared to yung sa atin na dito tayo napunta talaga, kasi nga we are on a mission na for women talaga, empowerment,
Mhm. Oo, to respond to that, I think yung maganda yung sinabi mo na women are now entering other fields, no, such
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
we are encouraging, no, women to become active or to be practitioners in STEM, no, science, technology, engineering, and math, and other male-dominated or patriarchal
Mhm.
Yeah.
fields, no. So kasi yun yung way towards equitable,
Mhm.
no, achieving that equitable society. But yun na nga, along the path, they still encounter barriers. Well, number one, no, yung discrimination talaga. Hindi
Yeah.
talaga na-introduce itong mga bagay na ito sa kanila from the get-go. Kasi kailangan girls pa lang, sinabi mo na, oh, pwede ka, you can be this, no, you can be that. Because of imagery, no, languaging.
Mhm.
And then, aside from that, meron kang mga forms of subordination. Pag ando na
Mm.
sila, the struggle is, paano naman sila mag-rise above in that career? 'Di ba? Kadalasan yung mga CEO o yung mga nasa C-suite level, no, na jobs ay lalaki. And then andun pa rin yung different forms of violence that they encounter.
Correct.
So, so
Ac
yun yung mga barriers talaga na pag sinabi mong violence, yan na yung mga sexual harassment, no?
mm.
And mga potential na pwede pang mangyari when they are in the workplace.
I would like to add I would like to add lang, no, in terms of the workplace, especially with the career. I would like to share lang kasi since na-mention earlier ni Carmen na yung mga courses or yung mga work na predominantly men, I
Mm-hmm.
have a cousin kasi who's currently studying civil engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And ako firsthand, I didn't experience gender discrimination during my professional career, which I'm really thankful for. But siya as early as college na-experience niya na. Kasi nga she is currently in a civil engineering course. So parang what happened is group of friends sila na puro babae. They went to a engineering or construction firm to apply for OJT, which they saw in a social media na merong opening for
Mm-hmm.
internship. So when they went there, parang pinahintay lang sila ng staff. The staff didn't even look at their CVs that they prepared. And then sinabi ng staff na currently we're looking for male interns because the job or the internship is on-site,
Mm-hmm.
palabas. So parang siya at that point, she wasn't able to speak her mind, 'di ba? Parang umuwi na lang sila, ganyan. And then kinuwento niya sa'min, sa family namin mostly mga babae kami magpipinsan and then may titas. So parang, mas strong ano kasi ako, strong approach kasi ako rather than the others in my families. So parang sabi ko, "Oh, ba't hindi ka nagsalita? Bakit hindi mo sinabi na it doesn't matter gender kasi kung kaya nila, kaya mo rin naman.
Mhm.
So parang she was afraid kasi yung thinking niya before pa talaga is it's a challenge for her to take up engineering, which is hindi naman siya ganun ka-fit. So she's trying to fit in that narrative. So parang sabi ko sa kanya, next time it's okay to speak your truth and it's your right naman. 'Di
Mhm.
ba? Parang pantay-pantay. Kaya nga 'di ba parang right now it's women on mission, which is to embrace equity. And as time goes by, I was able to influence her naman na kapag may mga ganyan, magsabi ka naman, 'di ba? Parang it is your
Mm.
right to speak up.
Mm.
Yun lang.
Takes courage, takes courage.
Yes,
Oo.
correct. And also when you said that mostly parang men yung CEO, I've heard a TED talk from Chimamanda, if I pronounce it correctly. Parang sabi doon is the higher you go, the fewer women there are.
Mhm.
And I think right now it is something that personally I would like to take in another level na sana hindi naman. And hopefully with our advocate, it is something that we can break.
Sana eventually,
Mm.
yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, actually, yung sa shinare mo nga, Paula, that's where Carmen come in, or yung mga women advocate,
Yes.
Carmen advocate come in, diba? Na that's where parang the chance lie, and na how to motivate those women na hindi pa ganun ka. Well, I don't wanna say na they're not empowered, but siguro it's not, yung courage na is not enough to show the world that I'm a woman, but I can be as strong as, diba? uh, Whoever that person is,
Yeah.
whether hindi lang naman, sometimes no, it's not just men who discriminate women eh. Sometimes there are women who discriminate
Mhm.
against other women, diba? So whoever that is, kasi we are for equity nga, diba? Although we are for women empowerment, dapat yung fairness will always be there regardless of what gender, diba? You
Oo.
have. So while we're at it, no, Carmen, siguro yung sa experience ng cousin, is that correct, no,
Yeah,
cousin
kasan na.
ni Paula, na parang sobrang grabe yung discrimination na, 'di ba, hindi man lang na-assess yung qualifications niya,
Yeah, oo.
Mhm.
because woman, you cannot be here. That's ibang level ng discrimination and judgment, no? Stereotype nung whatever company that is, or school, ano ba yun? But what
Company.
advice do you
Mhm.
have na, for women who may be struggling to find their place in their respective industries, or women na experienced or are experiencing or will experience yung same na experience nung cousin ni Paula?
Mhm. I think it is important to realize and to remind them, no, to reiterate that they have a place, no, in wherever, because we are all born free and equal. So yun yung hugot, no, for the rights being promoted, and kaya pwede kang mag-explore, pumunta sa mga fields na gusto mo. Siguro yun, parang to be reminded about that. And another thing is, do not be afraid to try again. Kasi,
Mhm.
syempre, parang we encounter yung, falling, and then struggling. Ang lagi nating kinakatakot baka that's the end of it. But life goes on, and you can try again, maybe in another organization, no, and try another opportunity. Kung kaya nga ng babae, no, na paulit-ulit, ilang oras, may ginagawa, no, may inaalagaan, multitask, no, multiple burden, nandyan, no. So, kaya din natin, no, to bounce back, no, and pivot and become better versions of ourselves if that is needed. So, yun, wag matatakot to move forward.
Yeah, that's a
Correct.
reminder, no, if they haven't already reminded themselves of their
Mm.
strengths. Kasi nga sabi, we all have our strengths and weaknesses regardless of, di ba? If you're a woman, if you're a man, or uh, part of the LGBT, di ba? Regardless, di ba? We have skills, we have strengths. Siyempre, mayroong weaknesses din, but at the end of the day, that's what I always say, na for as long as dapat kasi talaga you are very self-aware. I think we have discussed this before in our previous episode, and it's true.
Mhm.
no? Pa rin for this episode, for this topic.
Mm-hmm.
If you really know your strength, dapat regardless if people, kasi there will always be people that, diba, we don't have control over other people's judgment,
Yeah.
over other people's reaction, or what they think, or whatever their views in life are. But knowing, diba, sabi ko nga, yung sa vision talaga, ako, ano talaga, if you have a vision talaga, you have to go for it. Eh. I've mentioned this before na din, but yeah, you
Mhm.
have to really know, diba, what you want, your passion, and
Yeah.
why you want it, diba, and just go for it, regardless.
Mm.
Diba? So, yeah, thank you so much. It's a really good reminder
Mm.
for me.
Yeah. So, thank you, Carmen. I know that my cousin, if na-watch niya 'to, mare-realize niya na, "Oh, tama nga pala si Ate Pao
It's
at
not too late.
Carmen at si Celine. Oh, balikan ko nga 'yun." 'Di, joke lang.
Pwede
Alright.
yan.
Pwede
Sabi
ba?
nga ni
Baka
Carmel, di
'Di
ba?
graduate na
ba?
siya ngayon.
Oo. Sabi
Right.
nga ni Carmel, di ba? Don't be afraid to try again. Diba?
Correct.
Kahit hindi
Kasi
na kung doon lumipas, kumbaga, if that chance or that opportunity already passed, di ba? Already,
mm.
ano, meron pa siguro sa iba. Pag
Yeah.
moving forward, di ba? If ever she experiences that, she knows next time
Yeah.
how
Correct.
to deal with it.
Sabi ko nga sa kanya, don't be afraid to call out if you see that
Mm-hmm.
you're being treated unfairly, di ba? Kasi if you're not gonna address that unfair treatment, akalain nila, okay lang. So, in any
Oo.
cases, di ba?
Mm. Ang
Parang baka
struggle lang
naman,
kasi, iba-iba rin yung level of
mm,
awareness ng mga
Mhm.
yeah,
tao, no?
correct.
Kaya talagang klaro din dapat yun nga, yung um,
Yeah.
kaalaman tungkol sa karapatan mo, no? As you mentioned, no,
Mm,
Paula. Dapat alam niya na she has the right to be there. But yeah, so it's a continuing process, no, of
yeah. Mm.
awareness.
And I really commend all of the advocates in terms of the women empowerment and of course the equality. So you mentioned nga earlier that there are some rights, minsan technical rights pa that women should know with the
Mm-hmm.
Magna Carta, kung ano ba talaga
Mm-hmm.
naman yung Magna Carta, ganyan. And also, I read recently lang din na there is a processing bill which is the menstrual leave, which
Mm-hmm.
entitles 2 days, if I'm not mistaken, 2 days of leave, personal leave for a month kapag meron ang isang babae na menstrual
That's
flow.
on
Mm-hmm.
top of
What's your,
your
yeah,
that's on top of
yeah,
your vacation and sick leave.
yeah, and top
Mm-hmm.
of their SL and VN. What's your take on that, Carmen? Are you pro or
Definitely.
anti on that?
Yeah, definitely a yes, no? Alam naman natin yung sakit, 'di ba? At saka yung mood
Oo.
swings. So, it really is not just emotional, no? But it's really physical na strain na nararamdaman natin
Yeah.
pagka may menstruation tayo. And I think it's high time that we
Mm,
pass this bill. Marami tayong pwede pang, 'di ba? Marami na tayong na-achieve in terms of laws,
the
no,
health,
from
yeah.
pero itong bill na to is very progressive in a sense na it
Mhm.
really is, as we say, gender responsive. So,
Yes.
I know that may mga magko-complain na mga um, employers, no? But
Uh-huh.
they should know it really would increase productivity in the long run.
Mhm.
Kasi kung naka-leave yun, nabigyan mo siya ng time, no? To rest, no? Then, pagbalik ng empleyado mo, di ba? Feeling healthier
Fresh,
siya,
pwede
di
na.
ba? Refreshed.
Mhm.
So, hopefully, no, maipasa na tong bill na
Hopefully.
ito.
Hmm. Ako din kasi for me, kapag meron ako, it's really hard to function 100% on your task.
Mhm.
Kasi may masakit, ta's ang dami mo nararamdaman, and then minsan nga kapag for example mainit lang, grabe sobrang iritable na
Mm.
ako.
Ang parang masaklap pa,
Oo.
parang worse is yung physical and emotional magkasama kasi, no? It's not just
Oo.
yung emotional, yung physical, and talagang parang yung magka-level yung yung mga symptoms nila, 'di ba? Yung may masakit yung ulo, parang ang bigat ng katawan, and then on top of it parang ang init, naiirita ka na parang basta it's hard to explain.
Mm.
Parang kaya yeah, this is a really good bill
Yeah,
to
and an app.
introduce this.
It's House Bill 6278. Ayan. Nakanote na siya sa akin.
Sa mga
Mentioned
nanonood
you.
dyan, no?
Oo.
Especially mga women.
Yeah. So since we've
Support.
mentioned nga that in the past since 2009 if I'm not mistaken, marami na
Mhm.
talaga running bill for the women empowerment and for women cases. So do you think na or how can you ensure that women's voices and perspective are included in the health policy considering na I would say this pero
Mhm.
predominantly talaga nang nasa government right now, the key holders are men. So
Mm.
how do you ensure that as an advocate, 'di ba? How would you ensure that voices and perspective are clearly said?
Mm. So policies kasi no, are authored
Mhm.
by lawmakers or those in the executive department. And the thing is, no, as duty bearers, that is their task. But the good thing now, no, I would say, most recently, like a couple of weeks ago, I was just part of a team that delivered no yung to increase gender responsiveness in the health sector no through hospitals.
Mm,
So it really is crucial na para marinig yung mga perspektibo at boses ng kababaihan is yung consultation. So,
hmm.
which is part na ng ginagawa ng mga government agencies natin, even down to the local government unit. So, dapat hindi lang yung mga NGAs or yung mga prominent LGUs yung gumagawa nito, pero it should be done no by across the board pati yung ating mga state universities no and colleges. Um so to ensure no yung inclusion of women's voices, yun yung let them participate in the
Yeah,
discussion, no?
Yeah.
Listen to them, no? Um, it's really not hard, no, to gather people when you reach out to them. Pwede namang hybrid, no? Pwedeng uh, MS Teams call or Zoom call, no? It can be done. Kailangan lang na nasa top of mind ng ating mga
oo,
leaders. And that is assured by, you mentioned the Magna Carta, no? May emphasis
yeah,
doon on ensuring the inclusion of or yung ating gender and development budget, no? Na dapat part ng budget ng isang ahensya every year nakalaan para sa kababingan. So, dapat nila yung gamitin no, ngayon para magkonsulta at makinig.
yan. Thank you so much, Carmen. Dapat talaga meron tayong nakikinig for us
Mm.
to freely voice out kung ano talaga yung kailangan, especially with kababaihan right now. I think parang I've experienced that that one sa LGU namin. Parang nangyari, they collect women in like a seminar type. And then, ang ginawa nila, kinuha nila yung mga insight kung ano yung pinaka kailangan ng mga babae ngayon, ganyan. And then after that, parang after a week, nagbigay sila ng care kit sa mga
Mhm.
babae with a menstrual napkin, mga pills, ganyan.
Mhm.
So I think it's a really great initiative. And ngayon ko lang nalaman na parang there's a specific budget pala for the
Mm.
LGUs to come up with those kind of projects. Very
Yes, yes.
All
informative.
So
the
Mm.
that's where our taxes go.
Alright.
So, yeah, okay. So, ngayon
Good thing.
parang wala akong nare-receive na gano'n. Tanungin ko kaya,
Ayan ba
but I
ang
guess it's
kay-captain
nice, no?
natin?
Kailangan mo daw ba?
On a more serious note kasi, no, it's nice, diba?
Mm.
It's nice ako every time, kahit sa mga companies or sa mga events, when you receive that kit, it's not just because,
Yeah.
first, syempre masarap makakuha talaga ng mga freebies. Every time na may makukuha free or gift, diba? Masarap sa feeling na. But, alam mo,
Correct.
when you receive kasi ng kit, parang, I don't know, sa akin na, personally, I feel na I feel na parang parang special. Pero parang alam mo yung parang mas na-empower ka na,
Valued.
oo, you are valued as a woman na ito yung mga needs mo. And yung sabi nga na we need someone to listen. Of course, kasi no
Yeah.
matter, di ba, kahit anong sigaw natin, if no one is listening, sayang lang. Diba? Sayang lang yung boses ng mga kababaihan.
Papapaos ka lang.
But, yeah. But, yung inclusion ng sabi mo nga, di ba, yung inclusion ng women's voice when it comes to health policies and decision making, of course, I think sa akin din personally, tama, yung I agree with Carmen na kailangan talaga included sila. Kasi you cannot make a decision if you don't experience, di ba? Parang, how can you parang know if you don't experience those things? Diba?
Mm-hmm.
You can say, you can empathize, but it's different when you are really experiencing it firsthand. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
Like, sa panganganak, you can say na, sakit, even if you see a video or even if makita mo live, diba? Na parang, oh my gosh, you can empathize as much as you want, but if you don't experience or will never experience that firsthand, iba pa rin siya. So, I think na, correct, I really agree with Carmen na it has to be women always involved in whatever decision making or health policies na they will come up with our leaders, hopefully. No.
Mm-mm.
Although,
And yeah. So
yes,
baka lang makalimutan ko si Lynn. Just to add to that also, kailangan talaga natin ng more women no in the decision making
mhm,
process on the top level. So we need women no in leadership positions no where they can decide for the health of women themselves.
Correct.
yeah, although we've come a long way na, diba? From
Oo.
since mga history, mga past, mas grabe siya, diba? If we are
Mm.
to read, diba? Yung mga histories ng women, yung mga, as in like mga 100 years ago or mga 50 years ago, iba yung level ng stereotyping and discrimination that women experienced before as compared ngayon na medyo modern na. But
Mm.
we've come a long way. There's a lot of progress na, but still, madami pa rin tayong pwedeng i-push and ipaglaban in terms of our rights, diba? And needs and wants and wants. So since sabi na-mention natin kayo na madami na namang progress, no, yung mga bill, yung especially kasi we talked about women's health, yung mga
Mhm.
rights natin, no, na ipaglaban namin mga pasa na tayo ay meron pang mga nakabinbin, no, sa kongreso or whatever na hopefully mas ma-push natin. Punta naman tayo dun sa, kasi ito parang meron na namang mga batas or mga bill na ganito to support us.
Mhm.
Diba? So, that's good, especially yung Menstrual Leave Act, ganyan. So, parang mas nakakadagdag to sa pagiging empowered natin na claim natin na talagang, okay, they are valuing us as women. But when it comes to the workplace naman,
Mhm.
no? Kasi parang kahit na, sa akin I feel na even if may mga ganitong bill, may mga ganitong karapatan ng pangkababaihan na ipinapasa or pinaglalaban, meron pa rin, of course, na, meron pa rin mga struggles when it comes to the workplace. Na parang, ina-acknowledge tayo as a women, yung mga kailangan natin. But, do you think, Carmen, no, despite having itong mga bill na ito or yung mga laws or yung mga policies that support us, women, is there anything more or how you think we can create, no, a more inclusive pa and equitable workplace that values diversity and promote gender equality on top of this mga bill na naipapasa na?
Mm.
Think
So,
top of your mind that you can think of that, and make it better pa for us in the workplace.
well, first and foremost, dapat yung ma-implementa yung mga batas, no, in the workplace. Very prominently, we can talk about the Safe Spaces Act, bawal
Mhm.
bastos, no, bawal bastos law. Dun pa lang, no, we can create a more inclusive and equitable workplace kung walang nag-rape joke or kahit anong joke or nagka-catcall, no.
Mhm.
That's a very strong decision of a company, for instance, no, kung dedicated sila to implement that law. Hindi lang, no, so it should be, no, both in public and private sectors magawa iyon. And then further, pwede pa naman ding may mas ma-intensify pa, no, aside from the laws nga, to conduct a gender audit within their organization to really come up with policies internal, no, that would highlight, no, the role of women in their organization sa hiring process, no, what they can do na di ba, yung nakalagay ngayon, no? Equal opportunity employer,
Yeah.
dapat, no? So, hindi lang na sinasabi, pero nakadokumenta talaga na yun yung advokasya. And at least for private corporations also, and other, no, mga nonprofits, they can also adapt. Actually, the United Nations has the Women's Empowerment Principles. So from leadership to decision making to supplier diversity, no, covered under these principles. So once you adopt it, no, it's really the implementation, no, following, no, what you have committed to. So I guess, no, kung sa gobyerno kailangan natin ng political will, sa workplace din, no, sa private, no, kailangan din natin ng will to commit to diversity, equality, equity, no, and inclusion. So yun yung mga nakikita ko na paraan, no, so that we could have more inclusive and equitable workplaces.
But although ako yeah, very yung sinabi mo na although may mga bill na what we want or what we need is for it to be really implemented na, no, as soon as possible. But when you mentioned yung kanina, like yung mga the usual, yung mga catcalling, yung mga jokes na parang mga slut jokes, yung mga rape jokes, yung mga sexy. Kung sa akin lang, I wonder, no, yung catcalling kasi usually, di ba, yung mga nag-whistle, di ba meron na parang gusto na bill dyan na dapat we can parang call them out or may bill na dapat kasuhan.
It's a law now. Our Republic Act 11313, that's not allowed anymore. Actually, hindi lang siya whistling, pero yung tawagin mo miss, or you stare at someone, di ba, with na naka-offend ka dun sa babae and feeling niya sexually harassed ka. That's a law now.
But yung question ko lang kanina, no, naisip ko while you were explaining, no, how do we, kasi tayo, although we have women's intake, we know kasi, no, pagka biniro ka, if it's just really a joke, or you would know if there's something wrong, no? Yung parang may malicious intent or parang may alam mo, naka-offend, you know
offensive remarks.
Kahit parang pag tumatawa, you would know iba yung feeling niya as a woman, di ba? But is there a way that we can also parang differentiate yung, like kasi minsan sa workplace, di ba, pag nag-peace ka or sige, ang sexy, ganyan, hoy, ang sexy naman, ganyan, or ang ganda naman. There a way na we can differentiate also yung parang, especially if it comes from a man, di ba? Or from men na tinawag, ay, ang sexy, ganyan. Not necessarily nag-whistle, but yung sinabi ka na, ang sexy mo naman, ganyan, or ang sexy, ganyan. Is there a way that we can differentiate na it's a compliment rather than parang catcalling, parang may malicious intent?
Well,
that was what I was thinking about it.
It would fall on the woman, sabi mo nga, no?
Yeah.
How it made you feel. Were you flattered? Or do you feel, no, na you were insulted or harassed at that moment? So, nandun yon sa tinatawag nating women's agency, no? It really is the woman having control, no, of her thoughts, of her ideas, no, of her feelings. So, at the end of the day, ano yung naramdaman niya?
Yeah.
That's nice.
This one is a really valuable and informative discussion because parang there are certain rights na malay mo yung mga viewers natin na kababaihan hindi nila alam. So it's really a great platform to use this kind of episode to inform them. Na there are certain laws that is passed already that you can use if you feel invalidated or if you feel offended by something, di ba?
Tama. Oo nga. Tama siya. I agree na it really boils down to what did you feel? Diba? How you feel at the time na sinabihan ka ng sexy? Because, of course, we don't want naman na since may mga laws na ito, baka naman na, yung alam mo yung typical lang din na sinabihan ka na, ang ganda, ang sexy mo, sampahan mo na siya ng kaso. It's not like that.
It's not like that.
Kung close naman kayo, di ba?
Oo.
Di ba? May mga ganun din eh. Ma-assess mo din yun. Hindi mo naman pala kilala.
Diba? Yeah.
napadaan lang 'di ba, sabihan ka, "Oh, sino ka diyan?" Correct.
And with that, no, do you think with enough, well, not enough, but siguro madami-dami ng bills and laws na ipasa to support us, what are the positive changes na you have seen in the workplace regarding this, regarding gender equality?
Kahit siguro
Ay,
hindi in a workplace, in general na lang
ah,
din.
ah. Ay, ano, marami, marami na kumbaga, well, yung talagang provision of, yan, yung mga leaves. Napag-usapan kasi natin yung menstrual leave, di ba?
Yeah.
Yung expanded maternity leave, no? And then, yung consideration din for work from home, no? It's
Mm.
something, no? Well, there's a debate about it, no? Na it could further reinforce, no? Um, work at home. Work, yung reproductive work at home. Pero, for a lot of women, no, they find it, no, kasi na nakakatulong. Kasi hindi mo kailangan na maghanda, magbiyahe, matraffic, no? So, and then, yung ano din, support for those who were offended or who sa ano no, encountered any form of violence, no. Marami na naman landmark cases na matagal naman din yung inusad, pero na solusyonan din naman, no, umabot sa Supreme Court. So may mga landmark cases tayo to guide us, ano, as precedent. And then I guess at least dito sa Pilipinas, in a way, no, you can dress as simple as that. You can dress the way you like, no.
Yeah, correct.
We are not supposed to wear, no, clothes as dictated by, pero syempre 'di ba parang ikaw na yung mag-a-assess ng
Yeah.
appropriateness, no.
Uh-huh.
So maraming positive changes, marami talagang ano visible, no, representation, no, in media, and yung din makikita mo yung mga kabataan natin, no, they are more aware, 'di ba, yung woke na sila, no,
Yeah.
about these things. So baka ano hindi enough yung ano episode para to cover the positive ano naman
The
impact.
positive impact.
uh,
Yeah. And
Marami.
marami na. Like, I remember before, like, way back pa, napakadami pang norms and stigma pagdating sa mga kababaihan. I've experienced it parang way back pa, nung bago-bago pa lang yung Grab. Parang ang nangyari nun, somehow it kind of offended me, so I called out the driver. Parang what happened is, nung nasa Grab kami, yung kotse na nasa harap namin failed to make the right turn. So, parang
Mm.
sabi nung Grab driver, bigla siya nagkaroon ng notion na, "Pustahan tayo ma'am, babae yan, nagda-drive." Mali
Mm.
eh, kung gano'n. So, parang ako, "Kuya, the audacity naman na sabihin mo yun sa'kin, eh, babae din ako." So, parang I called him out na parang, hindi appropriate yung approach. And there is still a lot in the society, I won't lie, marami pa rin na,
Mm.
marks, sentences, phrases na sinasabi sa mga babae na hindi na okay. Like, kababae mong tao, yung mga ganyan, 'di ba? So, those are I think and I hope talaga na we can break that cycle,
Mm.
na yung mga notion na gano'n.
Mm. And I think no, it's valuable na we're doing this on National Women's Month.
Uh-huh.
And nung isang araw, International Women's Day, no. Why do we celebrate these things? Celebration ba lang siya? Well, it's not.
Mhm.
It's really celebration and then also commemoration. Because well, we have to celebrate because we have the right to vote, we have to the
Yeah.
right to do so many things, but at the same time, commemoration that there is still so much work to be done. So,
Yes.
yun yung
Correct.
ano nun, value of well, commemorating this month.
And I really appreciate all of the advocates for women empowerment. I myself, in my ways, will be always be an advocate for women's empowerment. Yeah. So,
Parang, yeah, our own little ways naman, we always advocate for our rights because we are,
mhm,
Mm.
we
correct.
support.
Mm. And 'di ba in our society, in our society, it's common for women to take the supportive role. And how for you naman, Carmen, how would you encourage women to take leadership? As you mentioned nga earlier, that most of sa C-level right now is
Mm-hmm.
predominantly women, but we won't hide the fact naman that there are a lot of rising women in the startups. I know a couple
Mm-hmm.
of people in my friend group that I want to congratulate them online for starting their own business, two beautiful women that I have in my friend group. So, in that light, how would you encourage many, many other women pa to, of course, take the leadership role?
Mm. Dito makikita yung value of sharing the stories of those ahead of us. I mean, we
Mm,
know of Fidel Mundo, the scientist, no?
yeah,
Cory Aquino being the first female president, no? Right now in the Senate, no, you have senator role models,
yeah,
no? And makita, ma-highlight yung storya na, oh, ay leader sila, then we can be leaders in our own fields as well. So, to encourage women to take on that role is to show them that there is a chance, there is an opportunity, and that they can do it. And I guess, asa sa kanila na ngayon yon, no? If they would like to take that leap of faith, no, to lead or to remain, no, as supporters. So yun, women's agency. But yeah, it's really putting it out there na these are the possibilities that you can achieve. Pwede ka maging and no sole
correct.
proprietor, social entrepreneur, pwede kang maging anybody that you want to be. Role
Mm,
models.
correct. And last year, I would like to add lang, no? Last year kasi I attended a women empowerment webinar din. And then parang sabi doon, as you mentioned kasi Carmen, 'di ba? Parang kapag nakakita ka ng isang leader na babae, you will get inspired. Parang gano'n.
Mm.
Parang, "Uy, sila pala kaya, baka kaya ko rin." Gano'n. So, dun sa webinar na na-attendan ko before, it says na women tend to step back for men to step forward. May mga gano'n
Mm.
daw cases for women and sometimes it shows, especially in the workplace. Like I have a couple of stories but I'll be sharing one. Parang what happened is yung friend kong babae and then may college na lalaki, they're on the same level in that company. And then there's an open promotion. So parang, ang ginawa niya silently nag-work hard talaga siya, ganyan, pinakita na talaga yung skills niya, ganyan. So the promotion na yon is hindi siya, nilabas agad sa social media and sa email ng buong company. Parang nangyari lang is unwritten promotion siya, kasi nga umalis na yung, taong yun. So ang ginawa niya, she really work hard, ganyan, nag-extra level siya, OT siya ng OT. Tapos, as time goes by, yung nasa isip niya kasi na, oh, parang, makikita naman nila 'to, it would reflect. And then, the guy colleague na same ng level niya, he asked for it. He asked for the promotion. Parang sabi niya, "These are my skills," ganyan. So, I would want to get the promotion. And then na-promote yung guy. So, parang kami nung narinig namin yung story, parang sabi namin agad sa kanya, "Bakit hindi ka rin kasi nagsabi?" Parang ba't hindi ka nag-voice out na you're eyeing for that promotion as well? Parang sabi niya nahihiya daw siya na feeling niya, that guy deserve na ma-promote, ganyan. Parang hindi na siya lumaban. So, that really opened my mind that time na there are a lot of women pa rin in the workplace who felt shy na,
Mm-hmm.
to voice out what they really want in a workplace. And parang meron pa ngang cases na when they're presenting, they get cut off during their presentation. So those are the mistreatment currently na nafe-face pa rin ng women that I hope na in this light of this conversation, we can put a stop on it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a strong believer that this kind of platform can influence other people to do the right thing.
Mm. And you mentioned the word shy, ano ko
Yeah.
lang yun, emphasize ko lang. Yun kasi related sa confidence eh. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Na-relegate ka, 'di ba? Na-discriminate ka, may potential kang encounter ng violence. Talagang naglalak talaga
Yeah.
ng confidence. And yun yung mga nakita din namin with women entrepreneurs, no, that we work with. And we continue, no, na suportahan sila, no, na they can do it.
Super, super talaga. So, right now, I'm really an avid fan of the startup companies na
Mm.
empowered by women.
Mm.
'Di ba? When I'm searching about it online, parang, "Uy, ang dami na pala." Puntahan ko nga lahat. Gamitin ko
Ah,
nga lahat ng app nila. So, those are some of the things that you can do to empower women more, to support the platform and the companies that they currently have.
mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. So, even if right now kasi you mentioned earlier that um International Women's Month is not only a celebration but also to commemorate the women.
National
Correct.
Women's Month.
National,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, International Women's Month is to commemorate all of women. Wow. So, siguro after this March passes by, baka kasi minsan, di ba, yung thinking nila kailangan pag March lang, kapag International Women's Month lang, tsaka lang nila papansinin na there are cases and there are values of women empowerment. So, after this March, how would you still raise awareness and sustain the awareness for other people?
Mm. I think no, it's really about voicing, no, about expressing your opinion on matters, no, uh that you should be concerned about. It really is about yung embodying also, no. Sabi nga kanina ni Celine din, no, even women discriminate other women. So tayo parang dapat klaro sa atin na kung we want to promote women's empowerment, we are also doing that, no, in our own
Ourselves.
little ways, no, sa trabaho natin, sa tahanan natin, no, encouraging sharing of caring responsibilities, and then sa trabaho naman, 'di ba, parang ensuring, no, that kung mag-invite ka ng participants or mag-invite ka ng speakers, no, na naka-invite ka din ng both women and men, and
Yeah.
even those of other genders, no. So um it's really really living up, no, to what you are preaching. So
Correct.
oo. So walk the talk talaga.
Mm.
And then they can see, no, they can see. And it really boils down also to the information, knowledge that you're able to share. Kasi kung marami kang alam, ganyan, tas kahit sa mga magkakaibigan lang, 'di ba? You can
Yeah,
talk about
correct.
these issues. And also to raise awareness and inspire action towards it, you have to um keep going, no, on your mission.
Yeah. Thanks, Carmen. And for those viewers right now and in the future who stumble upon this video, do you have any other tips or suggestion how they can empower women more?
Mm.
For
So
themselves.
empowerment, no, it's not something that you can give. It
Mm-hmm.
is innate, no, because it comes from a person's right to life, liberty, and the
Mm-hmm.
pursuit of happiness. No, it is based on our dignity. We have powers within us, and we have to claim it, no, fight for it daily, no, hourly, every minute, no, every second, and really, really embody it, no. Um, and we should think, no, that we should not just be talking about our own rights, but the rights of
Yeah.
others. So, yon, siguro kung sino man makakapanood nito, no, just remember, no, yung sinabi ko kanina, we are all born free and equal.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Carmen. And we really, really appreciate that you shared all of your learnings and wisdom to us. And it's really helpful and informative for me and hopefully to our viewers then.
Yes, to me also. But Carmen, no, since kasi you've mentioned that di ba yung the power is within us talaga. Diba?
Mm.
So most of the time siguro it's not about telling them that they have power. It's more of them reminding them that they have that
Mm.
power within
Yeah.
them, 'di ba? To those who parang feel na they haven't parang paano ba? They haven't parang they haven't felt no na they are that powerful, 'di ba? You have to remind them that you are. Just have to dig deep within kasi at the end of the day it's inside you eh, no? And kasi syempre we want ang dami pa nating puwedeng pag-usapan eh, no? Ang dami pa nating
Mm.
gustong 'di ba,
Dapat
malaman about
two
it,
days tong episode na to eh.
empower pa yung madaming kababaihan na nanonood sa'tin. At, oo, kaya lang siyempre baka tulugan na tayo ng mga audience. But if ever na may audience natin na who want to hear, 'di ba, more about
Yeah.
your
Mm.
advocacy, about you, yung mga pages, profiles, channels, podcast, where they can find you, feel free to
Yeah.
plug talaga, no? No, let them know lang where they can find
Yeah.
you, where they can know more about you, or
Mm.
maybe connect with you if ever na they need someone to, an advocate to help them in their journey towards empowering themselves.
Mm. So yeah, you can connect with me through LinkedIn, no, Carmen Roceli Lopez. I'm also available on Facebook and Instagram, and our social enterprise is on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram too. It's called HerStore Asia. So you can follow us,
Mm-hmm.
herstore.asia. That's also our website. So to learn more about women's economic empowerment and other issues no affecting women. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
thank you for allowing me to
Yeah.
share that.
Okay,
yeah,
so yung
in a
HerStore
nutshell.
Asia, they have a website, they have a Facebook, Instagram page
Mm-mm. LinkedIn.
where
So
to our
I
audience
know.
where you can follow.
Ah,
I know marami magiging curious sa HerStore Asia na 'to. So, can you give us more, background pa about this platform?
mm-mm. So it's a digital
Very
empowerment
briefly, like, tell our
platform.
audience what HerStore Asia is all about.
Digital empowerment platform that supports women enterprises. So mostly in the Philippines, but we're all over Southeast Asia also. It's really a mapping service. So we map support services and at the same time the women enterprises themselves. So later on, no, hopefully this year, no, we are able to release our e-commerce platform um to sell no the products of the women. So you'll see no products from across the Philippines and beyond.
Yes.
And yeah, we support them through other means capacity building on ground no digital literacy no financial literacy all these things. So it's a community of women
Yeah.
enterprise.
That's a great initiative and of course a great platform. And I really hope that all of your viewers supports that Her Star Asia. So if you're curious, I know that our editor will put that on the description box for you to take a look more about Her Star Asia. So again, Miss
Thank
Carmen, I really, really appreciate it. But of course, may final question pa pala tayo. Ito
ah
na
Yung pang
pala.
Miss Universe ni
Oo,
Paula.
okay.
nakalimutan pala. Sorry. Ready ka na ba,
Oh
Carmen?
my gosh. Oh, ano yung final
Ayan,
question?
before we end this, like after we've talked about women empowerment and a lot of things about you and of course your advocate, what's something you'd like to tell your younger self? Like let's say the 8-year-old or 10-year-old Carmen.
Wow. Para ako nasa, Tonight with Boy Abunda. Girl, yeah. Girl, it's okay what you're encountering in the world. Things will get better for you and for everyone around you. Yun ang message ko from myself.
Alright. And
And
I
sige, since tinanong ni Paula, no, your message to your younger self, balik na rin naman natin since you've achieved a lot in life, no? Now that you're an advocate for women's rights, women empowerment, if you were your younger self again, if you were to meet your younger self again, let's say, you have that opportunity, what would you say to your present self?
Who you?
Sino ka diyan?
Yeah, yun ang sasabihin ko. Who you?
Who you? Because you've come, who
Oh,
you because
Yeah.
you're so much better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
you've
By
come a
God's
long
grace. By
way.
God's grace.
Yeah. And really, Carmen, I know that 8-year-old, 10-year-old Carmen would be really proud of what the current Carmen is with your advocacy and your help with women empowerment. And siguro kung ako yung 8-year-old Carmen, papalakpak na ako agad to see what you are right now. And we are really grateful that you, of course, accommodate this kind of webinar for Lennor Métiers, and of course being here with us for the second episode. I hope marami pa tayong episode na pagdadaanan na kasama ka, Carmen.
Thank you
Abangan
for
mo ulit yung invite namin. And thank you for this opportunity to give us more information about women empowerment and how we can empower women and support this kind of laws that empower women. Celine?
Thank you so much. Yes. Pleasure
Yes.
to
Thank you
April
so
made
much,
this
Carmen.
happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah, we
you.
really appreciate it. And to our audience, I hope you learned a lot today. I hope that you found that voice that you're looking for. No, to finally,
Yes.
go out there and empower yourselves and claim your power. Remember who you are. Remember how powerful and how beautiful you are. And we
Correct.
love you.
Yeah. Any parting message for our viewers, Carmen?
Yes. I think no these um sessions no are very helpful. So you should follow the Lennor Pulse and learn more. No, listen more.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Carmen. And thank you everyone who watched
Thank you so
this
much.
web episode. And thank
Thank
you for my
you.
partner, Celine.
Thank
Happy
you,
inter
Paula, again. Yes, I think I'll see you again on our third episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And
for
again, happy International Women's Month to everyone and have a great one.
International Women's Month. Bye, Carmen. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.